Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the mythology of the sign Aquarius. And this video is good for you if you're also interested in the astrology, what Aquarius means in a birth chart if you're reading it. So I'm going to tie the myths in with that. I'm going to put a glyph up here or symbol for Aquarius. So when you see this symbol, remember these stories. Okay, with Aquarius. So there was actually some distortion of the myth. Originally, Aquarius was associated with the Egyptian god of the Nile, and this god would flood the rivers and basically cause destruction in the Nile. But this would help things to grow in the future. So it was actually like a good type of destruction. So when I heard this myth, it makes so much sense because Aquarius traditionally is associated with Saturn, who destroys things in order to help things, and it can help things grow, right? It's the god of agriculture, cultivation. And so this god, he was named Hapi, the god of the Nile, would like flood and destroy things so things could grow. And Aquarius is associated with air, communication, ideas, and people and society. And Aquarius can destroy ideas and go, these old ideas aren't working, or the ideas we have now about how to do things are just not working. Let me like just destroy them and be like, here's what we're doing now, causing destruction in these old ideas so that something new can birth forward. And so what you'll notice about the Aquarius constellation, it's a guy like holding water, it's supposed to be. That water is going into the fish's mouth for Pisces, and Pisces is more about like it's like a fertile type of energy that does connect with people and does bring people together. So Aquarius is connected again with destroying things, destroying ideas in society, causing chaos and destruction or rebellion in order to have something new come forward. Now, the problem, like one of the things, it's not a problem, but the next myth is not associated with that. It's with the youth Ganymede. And this is something where the Greeks took on this myth for Aquarius, but for me personally, I think for a lot of people, it never made sense how it fit in with Aquarius, which is why I like the myth I just told you. But I'll tell you this myth too, because it is associated with Ganymede and how Ganymede was this youth in a field, and he was like Jupiter fell in love with him and he abducted Ganymede and he gave his father cattle as like compensation. And then Ganymede like went up into the heavens and became a cupbearer for the gods, giving them wine, giving them inspiration. So he is associated with like spiritual devotion and higher ideas. But he was also associated with homosexuality because the Greeks and the Romans wanted to have this, become like homosexuality, unfortunately, has been demonized, in many cultures. And so the Greeks and Romans wanted to change that. And so they, in part of the history, they used this myth of Ganymede to support that this was a natural thing and this was something that was favored by the gods. Homosexuality was a good thing to be incorporated in society. So actually that's associated with Aquarius as well in destroying like a tradition or an idea, changing that in order to have something new come in and be accepted. So maybe like the history of that actually is more associated with Aquarius versus just Ganymede, like just, I don't know, being abducted and he's like serving everybody wine. I was like, what does that have to do like with Aquarius at all? And then there's actually another myth associated with Aquarius, which it has to do with like the Great Flood. And it has to do with Deucalion and Pyrrha. So I had talked about that myth in one of my other myth videos. And Deucalion was the son of Prometheus. And basically, Jupiter had flooded the earth. He was like, humans are awful. And Deucalion and Pyrrha survived. And so Aquarius is supposed to be like the water bearer Deucalion, who has like great respect and love for water because it flooded his earth. And so that story actually has to do with like Deucalion had to like repopulate the earth and reestablish society with his wife Pyrrha. So Aquarius actually does have associations with like starting new things in society or coming up with ways where we can take care of, you know, a group of people, the people around us, society, and being able to like reestablish order and to again like establish something new in society that hasn't been done before because something is not working or has been destroyed. All right, guys, that's all I have for you for the mythology of Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed this video, and my next video is going to be on the mythology of Pisces.